Alright guys, so yesterday I put out a video ranting about Apple and plebs with disregarding ESD, and I forgot a few things about the iMac that I wanted to touch base on, but I didn't have time. I got 3 kids running around, I got a business, I got customers, I got all this stuff that needs to get done. So I just wanted to clarify a few things and bring up a few points that I missed. The first point that I missed yesterday was the magic keyboard that they're including with this iMac with Touch ID. If history serves well, it doesn't really go so well with the phones from 5S all the way up until the new SE that they came out with last year, and the Touch Bar MacBook Pros with the Touch ID that's on there. When they break, there's no way to fix them. You have to go to Apple and they have to pair a new home button, Touch ID, to the device. It's all integrated with the security enclave with the T1 or T1000 Terminator security chip that they put on these things. You know, with this keyboard that they have, if you haven't set up another password or you can't, the keyboard stops functioning, you essentially have a dead iMac. Most people will freak out and oh my god, I can't get into this machine, you know, because they don't have another keyboard laying around, or it's not going to accept it because, you know, you didn't get the adapter for a regular USB 2.0 or a standard USB because you didn't get the adapter for the back. All you use is your Thunderbolt port. That's a problem, and it's not a question of if the keyboard with the Touch ID will fail, it's when, because it always does, especially when you have a device that you're hammering on all day, or you're drinking coffee, or you're having your little smoothie, and you spill it on it, it's done. And I don't know if it comes with interchangeable batteries. I haven't touched one yet, so I don't know, but is it going to come with, like a standard Apple fashion, is it going to have an integrated battery that you cannot replace? And then if you do replace it, is it going to bleep out that it's not a genuine battery? You know, I mean, these are the things that you got to expect from Apple. You know, touching on the other points of, you know, the low levels of storage and the low level of RAM that comes on their low-end and mid-tier iMac is dismal. Who's using 256 gigs for not only their boot drive, but also their data storage? And then they could get people that are going to go, yeah, but I have iCloud, blah, 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 blah. Do you know how many devices I get where iCloud no longer functions and it's full and they have like 500 gigabytes worth of data on their iCloud, they forget their iCloud password, or something happens and they have full storage on their MacBook Air or their MacBook Pro, and they can't do anything. So they have to completely wipe their computer and then hopefully restore off of a time machine if they bother to set one up, which the majority of them don't. That's a big issue. 8 gigs of RAM, that's nothing. Especially if you're going to be doing Photoshop or you're going to be doing audio editing on this thing, which the majority of people are going to be doing it because they associate Apple iMac and Apple Mac Pros with DJing and photo editing and advertising, SEO, marketing type stuff. They're very pretty machines. They're really nice to look at. Are they functional? No. Because you can get Big Sur to basically run on a toaster. I mean, if it can function on a 2013 MacBook Pro with a Core i5 and 760 megabytes of onboard VRAM for its GPU, it pretty much run on a toaster. Why won't it run on anything older than that? Not because of the fact that Apple says it can't. It's because Apple won't let it, because it doesn't put that firmware for EFI lists in there. It doesn't do it. They won't allow it. They won't allow an older EFI to go on there because they want you to upgrade. They want you to waste your money for basically the same thing that your iPad or your iPhone can do. The architecture on these processors is comparable and is exactly like an iPhone or an iPad. It's ARM. It's not an x86 processor. So a lot of the programs that you have when they first introduced Big Sur and people upgraded on their Intel equipped machines, a lot of their programs wouldn't work. And then they put in patches and all kinds of things, and then the developers for the apps put in patches for it to work with Big Sur on certain things. But still, people have a lot of problems on their Intel-equipped MacBooks, forcing people, and I've seen a bunch of people say this, you know what, I'm just going to get a new one. And then they spend $1,600, $1,700 on a new MacBook Pro or a new iMac that natively comes with Big Sur, and they just waste their money because the specs on those are terrible too. And anything with the new iMac that you have, you can't upgrade the storage, you can't upgrade the RAM. What are you doing? You're literally just going to sit in 2021, in 2024, when you're like, I need a new one now. My base level system is $850, an entry level system that I gear towards people that are going to casually game, teenagers that are getting into gaming, they're getting into like the Fortnite and all that stuff, and they have like a laptop or they have like a run-of-the-mill HP or Dell or something that can't really do much. And I market it to them, and that comes with 250 or 240 rather gigabytes of onboard M.2 SSD storage, with the option to get a 1 terabyte or more hard drive. It comes with 8 gigs of RAM that can be upgraded to 32. It comes standard with an RX 550 because that's really what I can only get my hands on. I can upgrade it to a 560 or a 570 or a 580 or even more if they need it. It comes with a Ryzen 3 3100, pretty quick processor, decent B450M board. It works, and you can upgrade it. For sub $1,000, you can upgrade it. In this time of the blight, I'm selling a sub $1,000 system. That's insane. And I'm competing against HP, Dell, Lenovo, all of those guys. And I'm trying to give something to people that is better than what you can get at a big box store. That is built properly, that has excellent customer support, that has upgradable options, and somebody who's knowledgeable who can advise you on what you can do with your own machine. You say, okay, well, I get 8 gigs of RAM, can I get 16? Sure, I'll put 16 in there. You want 32? 64? 128? You got it, go ahead, do it. You want more storage? I'll put it in there for you. And I'm not going to be charging you $400 or $500 to upgrade it from 256 to 500 gigabytes. They gear these systems from Apple, gears these systems towards people that are not technologically mindful, and they're kind of in like a little tunnel. They're in a little tunnel, and they say, Apple's the best, Apple's the best, Apple's the best. They're not. They sell a well-designed, aesthetically pleasing device that can do daily tasks with no problem. But I mean, they also sell Mac Pro tower systems that cost $10,000 to $15,000, and I have a $4,000 computer that would blow the doors off of it. That's Apple. They're always behind the curve on technology by like 2 or 3 years. Maybe it's some sort of stability thing or some internal mantra. I don't know what they think is okay, but it's not okay. It's not okay. Because you're making people spend their hard-earned money, and it's just so suspicious that it's right around the same amount of money that the stimulus checks are. People are broke now. People are broke. People are home, unemployed, and they need computers to do their work. And they're home. They're not going into the offices anymore. And then you get Apple going, "Hey, well, we got a great computer for you to use." It's not. It's an iPad with a stand. Is essentially what it is. It's just like that's the same mentality with that. It's with that technology. It's like a phone. You use it for a couple of years. I'm bored with it. It's slow now. And you just throw it. You just trade it in for $100, and you get a new one. And they claim to be green, and they claim to have a green initiative 2030. You see it on their website for Earth Day the other day. We're doing our part to reduce impact. No, you're not, because you're forcing people to buy adapters in order to make their accessories and peripherals compatible with your device. and then you have Touch ID on a keyboard that is gonna break, requiring service from Apple, not from me, not from any other third party, nobody. Only they can do it because it's gonna be paired, part of their security enclave. Wasteful, garbage. I use Apple. I'm recording this right now on an iPhone 10, which sadly records at the same quality as an iPhone 7. What are you gonna do about it? It's just got a nicer screen. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I just wanted to clarify a few things that I missed yesterday, and hopefully you take this information and make an informed purchase decision if you decide that you're going to buy it. If not, you can use this as to fuel your own Apple hate. Go ahead, do it. Do it. I can't stand them anymore. It's gotten really, really bad. I don't like it. I don't like the way things are going. It's Apple and now Samsung and all the others. They're going to start following it. Well, they already are, but they're going to do even more so. You're going to see more unserviceable devices, more non-repairable devices, because they're taking your right away to repair and upgrade your device to your needs and for yourself, for you to customize it. You're not allowed to. You're not allowed to because you're not a customer. You don't own the device. Apple owns you, and Apple owns that device. You just purchase a license to use it. Take that and think about it before you go into that Apple store. You go into apple.com and go and purchase that shiny iMac. Anyway, don't be sad, Pepe. Don't be sad, Pepe. Just get something better. Go to ApexAlphaLabsLLC.com and go pick up a computer that'll run circles around any iMac or Mac Pro that they can throw out. Take care. Peace.